Welcome to the Foster My Stories Achievement Focused podcast. I'm your host, Shalina Michelle Tate, MBA. I'm so excited to have Miss Stacy J here with me. Had some kind of technical difficulties going on this morning, but no worries. We are still going to truck it along. Why? Because today is Smile Saturday, part of your Inspire You segment of the podcast, where we are going to still find joy. We're still going to find reasons to smile and laughter bit by bit, day by day. And so I'm still smiling. Miss Stacy's right here smiling, and we're going to get the ball rolling. I am super excited for you to get to know who she is, a phenomenal leader, a woman who is a poet. And I'm just going to let her tell her story. And I'm going to, introduce you to Miss Stacy J. So, Miss Stacy, thank you so much for being here on the podcast. Welcome and good morning. I know
Good
it's super
morning. Yes.
I know it's kind of early, so I appreciate you yapping with me and being patient with technology. So before we get into the dynamics of what you're currently doing and the upcoming events you have, I would love for you to kind of briefly give the listeners, the viewers, like a summary, a brief summary of your upbringing or your past as it relates to the foster adoption and orphan underserved community, and we'll go from there.
Yes, good morning again. See, the enemy thought he was doing something, but guess what? We are back.
Yes.
We're up and running, and I'm here to introduce you to me, give you a piece of me. I grew up in a town called Union, South Carolina, which is a country town. So I'm a country girl. I love cooking, I love singing, I love just meeting people. And so they will often say, you never meet a stranger. And I was often told there's something special about you. Well, I'm coming to you today that everything is special about me because I am a woman of God, a woman of faith. And so I fully allow it to happen each and every day. So anywhere that I can give God the glory, I truly do it at every chance, every step I take because the enemy is busy. Y'all saw what he tried to do this morning. He can't stop us now. There's nothing gonna stop us now. There's nothing gonna hold us down. Oh no, we got to keep on moving, and we're gonna keep on moving on today. And so I grew up, and as at the age of 16, I moved to Columbia, South Carolina from Union. So I went to school, was on disability. So I went to school. So I became a professional student. I got like 6 or 7 degrees, you all, believe it or not. And one of my first degrees was a degree in human services because I love people, because I am definitely a people person. And so I got an associate's in human services. I then went on to become a guardian ad litem. And so the children are my life. The children are my future. The children are our future. The children are your future. And our children will lead the way. And so I got so compassionate and got into helping children. They would call me and say, Stacy, you're good with the teenagers. We want you to work with this teenager. We want you to work with this teenager. And it got to the point where families were requesting me as their guardian ad litem. Well, I'm only one person, but let me tell y'all, every family that I have been connected with, I have a lot reunification. So every child was returned back to their home, to their families, and those small children are now adults and they're doing awesome and amazing. And so that's what I love to do. I love giving back a part of me. And so I had gone through some different things in my life, just growing up and became a teenager, had a son at the age of 20. And, some devastating things happened in my life. But as I said, can't nothing stop me now, and nothing will ever hold me down. Oh no, I had to keep on moving. I had to hold my head up high. And so that's what I did. And even though the stumbling blocks came my way, God swiftly and gracefully moved them all out of my way. And He has me before you on today to give you a piece of me to share with you. And so I started writing when I was at the age of 12, had gone through so many different things in my life, just growing up and just being bullied and being taunted by so many different things. I became a diabetic at the age of 8. That was also devastating because I was the one that was always sneaking the candy. I would go before I would go to school because I was embarrassed that I was a diabetic. But see, God does everything for a reason and for a purpose.
Mhm.
Because had I not became a diabetic, I wouldn't be able to help other people. And so he takes us through some things and gets us to some things. And so I started writing and I wrote this poem, one of my very first poems, and it's called One Body and One Soul. So I want to share that with you. One body and one soul, that's what I behold. To me, it's worth more than silver and even gold. It was given to me from the Lord up above. He blessed me and anointed me, and he filled me with his love. He said, my child, I'm going to send you on your way. Keep your head up, pay attention, and don't forget to pray. Do good deeds for those around you. Teach each and every one. Remind them of me that I'm God's only begotten son and that I died on the cross to save each and every one. So let them understand that what you behold is what I have given you, and that is one body, one mind, and one soul. And so that was one of the very first poems that I wrote. And I carry that with me everywhere I go because I'm often reminded one body, one mind, and one soul. And that's who I am today. I had a baby boy back in 2014, but the hospital took his life because of my HIV status. And it was devastating. But that still did not allow me to shut down. It did not allow me to quit spreading the word and quit doing what I do. And now I'm one of the greatest advocates. I am one of my best advocates. I'm a public speaker. I'm into Toastmasters. I'm helping someone write a book, their life story. So God has me on different paths. But I am here today because of my son. My son may not be here with me physically, but he always with me spiritually. And that's why I go as hard as I go. That's why I do what I do, because for the love of Christ and for the love of my baby boy, KJ. And so I started writing music. I had weight loss surgery because I was morbidly obese, believe it or not. But I'm healthy today and I'm doing everything that I need to do because God has a plan, as I said, for my life, and He has me moving. He has me shaking and moving. And so I had a massive heart attack about 4 years ago after having some weight loss surgery. And I won't go into deep detail, but just to let you know, God had to allow me to go through that because He was cleaning up my heart. Because I had allowed people, places, and things to step in my way and step in the way of what God had for me. And so when it was in the hospital, I had what they call a widow maker. They said, we don't see how you made it through this. I said, but God, God knows how and God knows why. So He had to take me through that to get me to where I am today. And I went on a birthday trip with my sissy, my best friend, Miss Deisha. And I want to give a shout out to her. She's the love of my life, the greatest love of my life because God blessed me with the best friend as well as with a sister. We share our birthdays June 16th and 17th. And on her 40th birthday, we took a trip to Punta Cana. And the doctors let me out of intensive care so that I can take this birthday trip. And when I was in Punta Cana, I woke up singing. And that's where I discovered my love of music. I've always been a writer. I'm an artist because I love cooking. And so I woke up singing a song called They'll Always Know. And so I'll give you a verse of that because God has me in a place of contentment and a place of peace that surpasses all understanding. And we just don't understand or realize why we go through what we go through. It's all for a purpose and a plan. So remember that. Jesus, Jesus, I love you so. Jesus, Jesus, they'll always know that you died for me, you care for me, you love me so. Jesus, Jesus, I love you so. I woke up singing that song with the tune. I did not have to come up with the words. I did not have to come up with the tune because God placed it in my heart. So my best friend Margot, she calls me her songbird, and so my poetry feel or my poetry name is the one and only Stacy J. So I had to sing that because I say that now, but I had to change it a little bit because I got married almost 3 years ago to my king. And so I go by Miss Stacy J Singor, the one and only Miss Stacy J Singor. And so I was talking with a very good friend of mine, and now I have a whole album that I'm ready to record here coming up soon. I'm going to write a book of poetic summations where I do poetic summations. And so the name of that album will be Free in Him, because I had to realize that we're not free until we're fully free in God. And so I want to sing a couple of verses of Free in Him. That song lifts me up and it guides me along my way and it pushes me through. And no matter what I may go through, I realize that God have to be fully free in me. So I'll sing a verse of Free in Him. And I just hope that you can grasp the song and just apply it to your everyday life. And remember, if you can remember that verse, remember to wake up every morning and realize that if you're fully free in God, that He will guide you and lead the way. Free in Him. Free in Him, cast your cares upon the Lord and be free in Him. I woke up this morning, started on my way. The Lord, He said, I love you and you have a good day. Cast your cares upon me, and I will handle them. Cast your cares upon the Lord and be free in Him. Free in Him. Free in Him. Cast your cares upon the Lord and be free in Him. Guide me and lead me through life's lonely way. God, it is your presence that will guide me every day. I cast my cares upon you. I know you will handle them. Cast your cares upon the Lord and be free in Him. Free in Him. Free in Him. Cast your cares upon the Lord and be free in Him. Remember to always be free in Him. Remember to always be free in God each and every day and allow Him to guide you. Allow Him to lead your way. I just want to say thank you. And if I get emotional, it's because my story, I know it will touch the masses. I know that my story allows me to be who God has called me to be, a blessed woman of God, a blessed child of God, a blessed mother, a blessed sister, a blessed friend, and a blessed community member. I just want to say I thank each and every one of you. I love you, but remember that God loves you best. So each and every day, I also ask God to send down His glory. And I'm going to leave you with this. And if you can join in with me, sing with me. But send down your glory. I came up with this song because um, I have nightmares because I had gone through so many things in my life. And I woke up one morning singing, Send Down Your Glory, because I was having a nightmare where someone tried to touch me in the wrong way. And these guys grabbed me and tried to kidnap me. And I woke up out of my sleep singing. And as I woke up and I started singing, Send Down Your Glory, the people, they dispersed, whoever they were, they dispersed. So often when I'm going through distress in my life, I start singing, Send Down Your Glory. And everything just moves out of my way. And so that's my rescue song. That's my comfort song. So use that song, Send Down Your Glory. It will also be a song that will be on my CD, Free in Him. Jesus, send down your glory, Jesus. Send down your glory, Jesus. Send down your glory, yes. I want to lift you up. Yes, I'm gonna lift you up. Yes, I'm gonna lift you up. Yes, I'm gonna lift you up. I'm gonna lift you up, Jesus. Send down your glory, Jesus. Send down your glory, Jesus. Send down your glory, yes. I'm gonna lift you up. Yes, I'm gonna lift you up. Yes, I'm gonna lift you up. Yes, I'm gonna lift you up. Jesus, send down your glory as we all lift you up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for allowing me to share a piece of me with you on this wonderful, awesome, and amazing Saturday morning, August the 12th. And I just want to say thank you to the fabulous and wonderful woman of God, Miss Shalina Tate. Thank you.
That was Miss Stacy J, and I'm just grateful to her. She's a phenomenal woman, a phenomenal leader. You just heard her testimony of really, despite the setbacks, despite the trauma, God basically already had a plan, a purpose, and progression for
Mm,
where she was. A lot of times we go through the traumas, the setbacks, the detrimentals, and we think everything is over with, but God sees the well beyond our understanding. And
mm,
so He's using her stories bit by bit, her life, her past, her present, and her
mm,
future is going to be a testament, a testimony to so many people. You heard her singing, you heard her poetry. You see that she is just a gifted, anointed woman of God, and I'm really want to rally behind her and her efforts. I'm just on the camera for a split second. I'm gonna turn it back over to her, but I want you to be able to contact her and get to know her, stay connected with her and her efforts, and she can share her story as you connect. You could invest in her gifts and her talents, her poetry. I want her to tell you like how to connect with that, how to find her poetry. Hey, if you want her to come to your area as a poet, as a leader, as a speaker, as an author, bring her on there so she can come. Your church, you may be having an event coming up locally or somewhere else. If you want her to come, feel free to reach out. I'm begging you, please reach out and book Miss Stacy J. She is phenomenal. She has so many aspects of how she could pour into you, your community, and the youth, and anyone, any part of those stories that you heard her briefly go into, she could speak to, because she is a rounded woman of God who has real life experiences. Everything is not always going to be sunflowers or rainbows. We think we have to have everything put together. We're born and we're kind of given like okay, you go to school, you get a job, and we try to line everything up so perfectly. But sometimes we have detours, some good, some bad. But you know what? Nothing's all bad in the sight of God, because He knows and foresees, and He still has the better plan despite our understanding. So I'm excited for you to get to know Miss Stacy J. I'm gonna flip it back to her. I'm gonna ask her a couple more questions, but bye. Okay, Miss Stacy, I appreciate you being my guest here live on the Foster My Stories podcast. I'm super excited, y'all, because she is my third. She makes my third guest that has been live. I'm so excited to really be here with her. Miss Stacy, can you please tell listeners, viewers, where can they reach out to you? What's the best contact? Um, like if they want to invest in your songs, your poetry, if they want to book you for an event, how can they do that?
You can reach me. My email is shorty.poet75@gmail.com. That's shorty.poet75@gmail.com. You can reach me on Instagram as Stacy J75. On Facebook, I'm Stacy Jennings. That's StacyJennings. I'll give you my cell phone number, and that's 803-348-7317. You can reach out to me on any of those avenues. I'm also on LinkedIn, LINKED, capital IN, and you can reach me on there at Stacy Jennings. If you want to book me, if you want me to come out and speak to your spirit, and speak to your heart on any occasion, invite me out. And you can reach me through those channels. Thank you.
Yes, and before we go, real quick, and you already given so many nuggets and words of wisdom, Miss Stacy, could you leave with listeners any words you want to share, words of wisdom, whether they've been through foster adoption, orphan, underserved communities, or they never have related to any of those communities? What words of wisdom do you want to leave with viewers?
I've given so many words of wisdom through song and through my spoken word, but I want to leave with you. Always keep your head up, and remember, as I said, be free in God, no matter what you're going through. If you're a foster child or if you're a foster parent, you got to hold on to your faith and hold on to the strength that has been born within you. Allow yourself to be free because we have to realize we go through different things and freedom ain't free. But freedom is promised as long as you trust, hope, and believe within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So just whatever your situation is, always remember that there is a God, there is a higher power, whomever you may serve, and always continue to trust in yourself. Always continue to be yourself, no matter what you have been through, no matter what you are going through, or no matter the battles you may face in life. Always remember that you are never alone. Thank you.
Yes, yes. All right, Gracefully Chosen community, I appreciate you for just attending this early live. Please share this with your family, your friends, and anyone you know. Hey, catch the replay. And if you enjoyed Miss Stacy, like I know you have, please reach out to her, show her some love, send her a message, send her how this live stream has really spoken to you or resonated with you, and share this with somebody who you feel can relate. And book her. And so, once again, I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule and on the replay to tune in today on a live Foster Mind Stories podcast episode kicking off season 19 with Miss Stacy J. She's a phenomenal leader, a woman of God, a poet, an advocate, just all around dynamic leader. I am your host, Shalene Michelle Tate, MBA, host of your podcast. Take care until next time. God bless.